Welcome back to another Habs Nation video. Today we talk about some news around the Montreal Canadiens, and then I want to talk to you about the trade deadline for the Montreal Canadiens. First of all, the Montreal Canadiens announced Kaiden Guhle shocked everyone. He was on the ice skating and brassard alone, and possible to see Kaiden Guhle before the end of the season. We know he got hurt a couple of weeks ago, and most of the people were thinking he would be out for the rest of the season. To see him on the ice today, this is great news for the Montreal Canadiens and, of course, for Kaiden Guhle. So, possible Kaiden return with Montreal Canadiens at some point at the end of the month of March or at the beginning of the month of April. It depends where the Montreal Canadiens are going to be in the race of the playoff spot. Now, good news for the Laval Rocket. Kapanen, Beck and Tobesh are going to be eligible to play with the Laval Rocket during the playoff 2024-2025 in American Hockey League. So this is a good news for the Laval to add three solid players playoff with the Rocket. Also, take a note that Jacob Fuller could also join the Laval Rocket if he decides to quit the NCAA. Another news for the Montreal Canadiens. Yesterday, the Montreal Canadiens prospect play some players. Sam Harris scored his 20 goal of the season with the team Denver University. Following by the Laval Rocket, a big W yesterday when they beat the Rochester American by the score 4-3. And now they are lead the North Division by 1 point over the Rochester with one game in hands. Both teams play again today at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. During the game, Alex Barry-Boulet scored 2 goals. 15-16 of the season with a game-winning goal, following by Joshua Roy scored his 19th goal of the season, and the captain Lucas Condoda scored his third goal of the year. Connor Hughes was excellent between the pipe for the Laval Rocket. Now, we have also Logan Sawyer scored his fifth goal of the season with the team Providence when they got beat, obviously, by the Boston University, but a score 8-2 Thursday night. Finally, even the Midab played today at 9 o'clock Eastern Time this morning. So possible when you watch the video, it'll be the game over. But don't worry, we're going to give you all the news about the Midab during the next Habs Nation video. And finally, my last news about Kent Hughes. Some rumors said Montreal Canadiens refused to trade Joel Armia for a second-round pick from one team in NHL. This is a surprise news for me, but we know the Montreal Canadiens did not trade any players during the trade deadline yesterday. One of the four teams in the NHL did not do any trade yesterday. Now, my second subject is about the trade deadline for the Montreal Canadiens. I want to give you my point of view about what happened yesterday. Montreal Canadiens did not do any trade. Many fans are upset because they believe if they could add one specific player, play as a second center when Montreal could give a better chance for the Montreal to reach the playoff at 2024-2025 in NHL. My opinion, Montreal Canadiens is not a team playoff yet. I don't think it would be necessary to trade some asset to give a better chance, but not guarantee they're going to make the playoff. It's not worth it. The Montreal Canadiens, I prefer Montreal stick with the plan and is still rebuilding. I know fans does not like it, but here my point of view about what happened yesterday. First of all, guys, I believe Kent Hughes the choice of the culture over asset. He did not trade Christian Dvorak. He did not trade David Savard. And he did not trade Joel Armia. He could trade one of them, two of them, or three of them. For me, one Montreal Canadiens play with consistency are a better team, but a young team like they are, the consistency is not always there, and they prove it in the last couple of months. They have a really bad beginning of season, then they have a really good stretch, and then before the Four Nations, they have another bad stretch, 1-7-1, and now they're looking good again. And consistency, and until that team does not perform with consistency, it's not playoff team. Kent Hughes prefer to keep the team together for the next 20 games to evaluate what it looked like. And this, I think, is a good idea for Kent Hughes to see players like Caulfield, Sakoski, Suzuki, Kaiden Guhle at some point Lane Hudson, the young core, what they going to do during the meaningful game in the next couple of weeks, how they going to react, how they going to play, and what will be the outcome at the end of the season about those games for the young core of the Montreal Canadiens. I believe this is going to pay off a long run. And I think for Kent Hughes was all about the culture over asset. Diving a little bit more about the culture of Montreal Canadiens. A couple of days ago, Jake Evans refused to go somewhere else to play with the Montreal Canadiens. When this happening in the last 10, 15 years with Montreal? Never. This is what Kent Hughes, Jeff Gordon, Martin St-Louis bring for the Montreal Canadiens. Secondly, the culture of Kent Hughes is very important. He prefers to give a better chance for the team to sit together and add asset. And I think this is the most important thing you need to understand. A couple of years ago, approximately 3 years ago, Martin St-Louis said, you need guys that are willing to plant trees, knowing they will never sit in the shed. What this is about is, a couple of years ago, Martin St-Louis was referred about Jake Allen in the last 2 seasons before he got traded. Allen is a player on the transition for the Montreal Canadiens where he's helping the other goaltender, and obviously at some point he's going to be traded. And we never see the result of his leadership, what he teach others around him. That brings me to talk about David Savard. David Savard did not want to leave the Montreal Canadiens. Joel Armia does not want to leave the Montreal Canadiens. And Christian Dvorak does not want to leave the Montreal Canadiens. There are 3 players on the transition. You need guys that are willing to plant the trees, knowing they will never sit in the shed. Fit very well to David Savard. Savard teach every day. Young core, Jekai, Strobel, Lane Hudson, send each one of Montreal Canadiens. He is a big brother for the Montreal Canadiens players. He brings his experience for the Montreal Canadiens. And maybe this is the last 20 games with the Montreal Canadiens. He will never be there when the Montreal Canadiens is going to be at the next level. And that's the reason today I feel like Kent Hughes prefer to get the culture over the asset. And this is a great example what David Savard bring to the Montreal Canadiens and what he will helping the Montreal Canadiens for the next 20 games to play meaningful game and maybe to have a spot at the end of the year. This was the most important thing for you, Montreal Canadiens fans, to understand why Kent Hughes did not do any trade. I know, as the fans, many of you want Montreal to make the playoff. But if you think about this, we are not a playoff team yet. Be honest with me. We are not. And I think for me, the next one game is more about meaningful game and the fact that Kent Hughes focus on the culture will pay off more at long term with the Montreal Canadiens and the player like David Savard, Joel Armia, Brendan Gallagher, Josh Anderson, Mike Madison, all the players are going to help the Montreal Canadiens right now, at short term, maybe a middle term, but they will never going to be there when the Montreal Canadiens are going to be a solid team in NHL. And this is the reason why Martin St-Louis need to be sure those players understand and they are willing to sacrifice everything for the benefit of the young core, for the benefit of the Montreal Canadiens, and to understand what are the road, and that's what part of the culture to any sport team. And that's what Jeff Gordon, Kent Hughes, and Martin St-Louis try to sell it to all the players on the transition for the Montreal Canadiens. So this video is the difference of what I usually to do, but hopefully you can understand my point of view about the reason why the Montreal Canadiens did not do any trade yesterday at the end of the trade deadline in NHL 2025. Now it's your turn to leave me a comments below this video. Are you agree or disagree about my statement, the culture over the asset for the Montreal Canadiens? And of course, don't forget to subscribe, click on the likes, watch me every day. Bring the best contents about the Montreal Canadiens. We'll be back at tonight for the Montreal Canadiens versus the Calgary Flame at 7 o'clock. Martin St. Louis announced Jacob Dobel is going to be between the pipe. Until the next time, my friend, remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day, everybody.